Welcome to a Wasteland News Network special edition, Aliens Among Us. Are they fact or are they fiction? Clues are scattered all across Appalachia, and we're going to investigate all the terminal entries, all the locations, and separate the fact from the fiction. We're going to begin at Vault-Tec University at Michael Blake's terminal. In the entry titled Horse Creek Petroglyphs, he had a chance to study the ones in West Virginia in person, and it's been determined that they were created by Europeans who had landed in North America during the 6th or 7th century, and he found that it was exciting to study and theorize about any petroglyphs in our own backyard. Under Jacqueline's entry, she brought more of her notes around the other day. Still not sure what to make of those ruins. They don't match any of the native petroglyphs in the area, nor do they match any of the old European ruins I would have expected. So he was kind of intrigued that she had found something very, very different. So we go down to Guidestone translation. Jacqueline has instructed me that she would feel safer if I moved the translation key offline. The woman is paranoid, but I don't disagree that it's for good reason. It is because of this that she insists on keeping the original notes with her. She says it's for the best, just in case someone gets one of us, so none of us have all the pieces. Even Agent Wilson's taking precautions. We could be onto something big here. Then again, I still maintain the ruins are simply ancient petroglyphs left by the indigenous peoples of the region. Jacqueline believes they may be extraterrestrial in nature. So there is some kind of debate. He is excited about it, yet on the second hand, he still has his doubts. And that wraps up everything at Vault-Tec University, so we can travel to the actual guidestones right now, and I will show you what they look like. They can be found here a little bit east of the Federal Disposal Field or straight south from RNG Station. And as soon as I arrived here, I was kind of perplexed. There's this building here where there should be guidestones. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I'm here to see the guidestones.
Ooh.
Are you going to let me in?
Yeah, come on in.
Thank you.
Pick a door.
Pick a door.
Pick a door.
Okay, let's pick door number 2. Aye. Okay, door number 1. Nope. All right, that leaves us with this door. And another door. What is this place? This wasn't here the last time I was here. Hello? Who are you?
Good day.
Hello? What is this place?
Howdy.
Hello?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too. What is this building? Oh, ADOM? What's that?
Oh, yeah. Appalachian Department of Mysteries.
Oh,
At your service.
thank you. I'm here to see the guidestones.
Well, that's what we're working on here.
Great.
The building's to kind of keep prying eyes off the work we're doing. We have some recently new Appalachia additions, shall we say, especially them Brotherhood of Steel folks that seem to think everything belongs to them just because they say so. And we want to keep their eyes, shall we say, looking elsewhere. And that's what we like to do. And so come on this way. I'll show you where the guidestones are at.
Oh, thank you very much. Built all this. Wow. There they are. The guidestones.
Yeah, when I found these, I knew they were pretty special.
They are. They are. Let's take a look at them. They look as though they've been etched, not carved. So I'm in agreement. These look extraterrestrial. Have you determined any other information about them at all?
To be honest, what we figured out is we got more questions than answers. And we're digging out carefully to see if there's anything lower. And we'd like to get underneath, but we're afraid if we dig out too much, we'd mess with the stability of the structure.
And the guidestones have absolutely no etchings on the top support piece. nor do they have anything on the center support piece, just the 4 vertical pieces with etchings on the front and back. Did you find any other notes or information at all?
There was a guy named Professor Blake that we found out looked at these, and then one of his co-workers or students, I'm not quite sure.
Jacqueline?
She supposedly, oh yeah, you know her?
I'm trying to find any information on her whereabouts, whether she left something here at the guidestones. They also mentioned an Agent Wilson. I don't know if he was a special agent or whether he was a police officer. Do you have any information on that?
Have you been to a place called the Investigator's Cabin?
No, I've never heard of it.
I'll send that information to your Pip Boy, and that way you'll be able to find your way to the Investigator's Cabin yourself.
Well, thanks for the tour and the information on where to find Agent Wilson. I appreciate it, and thanks so much for the tour of the Appalachian Department of Mysteries.
You're welcome.
And the investigator's cabin can be found south of the Emmett Mountain disposal site. And right on a bulletin board in the cabin is an article featuring Agent Curtis Wilson. We got it done. He ended up cracking a case of firearms smuggling for the BADTFL, Bureau of Alcohol, Drugs, Tobacco, Firearms, and Lasers. Okay, let's have a look inside his terminal. Right over here, Curtis Wilson's terminal. And the first entry is a personal note. My name is Curtis Wilson. The BADTFL sent me out here to investigate the Free States movement. I work closely with the local sheriff, Scott Darcy. However, during the course of the investigation, we turned up vast conspiracies originating from our own government institutions. It became clear that if we wanted to get to the bottom of this, I would need to quit my job and do my own investigations. Then the war happened and we survived. Suddenly, doors that were shut tight were now wide open and unguarded. But before we could get our answers and finish our investigation, Sheriff Darcy turned up dead under suspicious circumstances. I'm taking it as a sign that I should leave and continue my investigations elsewhere when the time is right. The contents of my findings will remain inaccessible until then. The world needs to know. Well, now we have even more questions and answers, but I do know who Sheriff Darcy is. But let's take a look here. This is the note on the mysterious guidestones, which we've just visited, and access denied. In fact, almost every one of these here are access denied on the terminal. So that is all we know about Curtis Wilson. He was an agent for the BADTFL, and it also mentions a Scott Darcy, and I know that name. I know it because he was one of the individuals that Flavia Stabo, who owned the Grafton pawn shops, she trusted him, and she sent him a package about finding the treasure of Appalachia, which is what is in Vault 79. And that package would be there on the desktop there to the left of the fan. Now, if we head upstairs, there's a photograph here on the wall, and it is Officer Scott Darcy. Unfortunately, there are no other clues at all in the police station. I had to look through both the terminals. The first terminal that you'll see that were all notes on cases from an Officer Dimwitty, that's that terminal. If you circle around the desk, the other terminal is the town council terminal, and that details all of the mess that entailed with the whole Monongah mine thing. So anyways, that's where we finished here with Scott Darcy, but there is one other clue, and that is at the Grafton pawn shop. So let's head over there. You can either travel to the train station and just kind of head down the road. You're looking for this tree that is kind of leaning up against the building. There to your left is where the train station is. And just head on inside. Now this whole area, the Grafton pawn shop, was full of clues that came out before Wastelanders. There's a Mothman poster on the wall. There's one of the sheep squatch taxidermy things, but if you turn around and look on the floor, there are 3 notes to pick up related to Flavia Stabo, who owned the Grafton pawn shop. I'll leave a link in my description below as to what to do with these clues. It takes you on a journey all across Appalachia, and you will eventually end up with a special code. Now, one of the other clues I discovered was just in this room. As you try to find out how these clues related to various locations on the map, this calendar is really only in one other location, and we'll go there in our next trip. But let's head upstairs to the second floor. Of all the mysteries and side quests that aren't listed as quests, this one was one of my favorites. I love good mysteries. I love good stories. And this was the precursor to Wastelanders. You come into this room, and this lamp, turn it on, and it shines a black light on the wall, revealing these 6 clues. And when you gather all the information on the map below, you'll get your own individual 6-digit code to use up at Vault 79 at the other entrance. And as you find the clues around the maps, by going to those 6 locations, you'll end up with all these clues. But I remember Scott Darcy's name. If you go under the treasure one, Vigilant Citizen's Note to Sheriff Darcy. Dear Sheriff Scott Darcy, I have followed your career with interest. You broke several notable cases in Charleston, and even when facing disciplinary hearings, you stood up for the truth. I hesitate to send you into harm's way, but again, this is bigger than both of us. It was all about the conspiracy that the government had with the entire gold and the treasure of Appalachia. So I'll let you explore all of this on your own. Please visit the location. It's kind of fun. And again, I'll leave a link in the description below. Now let's take a trip to Van Low Taxidermy. Off to your right is the Lewisburg train station, so just follow the street up until you reach this place. You can also begin the quest, Sheep Squatch Ate My Brother. It's actually really cool. Anyway, let's enter Van Low Taxidermy. Because there were clues of one taxidermy that are for sale at the Grafton Pawn Shop, in your journey here, go into this room here to the left. We're on the lookout for aliens, and there's one in here. He actually did the head part as a taxidermy on the little wall plaque right there. And also, let's go ahead and take that pumpkin off. There's part of the arm. And I've not seen any other ones like this in the game. So there we have it. That's our first glimpse as to what the Zetans looked like. Okay, and not far from here, near, I think it's Big Bend Tunnel West, and there's a little power station there, Monongah Power Substation. And just up the hill, where to my back, is where we're going. There's a little dump truck here, and in the back of the dump truck is a dead alien. He's wearing a little trilby hat. I think he used to have a little briefcase clutched in his right hand, but it wasn't there this time. So another instance in the world where you can find Zetans, or aliens. And not far from Vault 76, a little bit to the west of the Landview Lighthouse, and just a little north of the isolated cabin, is this. It's definitely kind of a worship site. There's a little silver plate with some caps in it, some etchings in the side of the rock, and it's kind of pierced with these little lightning rods. There's a little sketch on the back. Where is it? It just happened to be raining. Kind of light coming out of the eyes. Either that or really big eyebrows. I don't know. Looks like light coming out of the eyes. Little toy alien. And somebody either wearing a tinfoil hat or something, but definitely worth checking out. No ruins, no other clues besides this. Our next stop is the Black Mountain Ordnance Works, also the site of the TNT domes. I'll leave a link in the description on how to obtain all of the keys to the domes that are accessible. This one in particular, TNT Dome 2, there we go. They can be a little tough to find, especially when the area is at nighttime. So you'll go around and around and around, and you'll find all the other domes besides the one you need. So that dome is a little bit further up on the hill than your spawn-in point. There we go, TNT Dome 2. So let's go inside. This was the first one that was unlocked as part of the game. And we'll just head in here. There's not a lot in here, but there is a rare plan. It's the plan for the Alien Blaster Fusion Mag. So that can turn turns the Alien Blaster to be able to take fusion cells rather than AB rounds or Alien Blaster rounds. And there's a note there. Oh, sorry. This is where I show you. This is where you can find an Alien Blaster. It's only in one spot in the game. There's the Carlton Mine. And between the Butterfly and Graninger Farms, there's a little lake there. And in the lake, sunk into the lake, is a safe. And in that safe, you'll find a rusted key and an Alien Blaster. Initial tests indicate these could very well be of alien origin, potentially our most significant find in a long time. The material inside is complex and highly destructive, so take extra care when obtaining samples. That's just a human skeleton. So it must be housed in this cryo unit. You can't really see into it. You're just getting reflections and things. So we don't know who was doing these experiments, but they were definitely going on here and being stored here in TNT Dome 2. And good supply of junk. Other than that, not any other clues. There's always a good supply of hazmat suits. Our next location is fairly recent. That is here. We're at Transmission Station 1ATU-03, and it is the site that was used in Steel Rain and Steel Dawn. So head inside here. You have quite a bit of maneuvering around in the place. When you get here to this lab console, and you're checking out subject Z-05, error, data redacted, destroy subjects immediately. And when we go to that cell, Z05, just turn left, head back through that doorway, and go downstairs. It's its own kind of little room. It has a film camera, television camera here to record. And there's the cell we're looking for, Z05. I wish I had remembered to bring a weapon with a scope that I could zoom in a little better. I know there's some people that will use the photo mode glitch. You see the legs of some of the Zedans. There's flies. You can see the top of one of their heads right there in those wires. So recently killed. Feel free to see if you can photo mode glitch in, whatever. That's up to you. I kind of am terrible at it. Anyways, let's go on to the next location. The Deep was a location in Steel Dawn where the communists had their hideout kind of underneath the White Spring, and there's this holotape titled President's Eyes Only. Let's have a listen.
This here is James Addison of the White Spring Resort staff. I tell you, they never thought I was telling the truth, but I found it. I swear by all that is holy, I found it. I knew it was there all along. Okay, you see, it started with the rumbling. We had some minor earthquakes. You heard me right. Earthquakes of all things in this neck of the woods. I knew something wasn't right. I was gonna prove them all wrong. All the other people at the resort just laughing at me. Well, who's laughing now? I just discovered a fucking underground spaceship and the rocket fuel leaking off of that thing. Hell, it's making even the rocks glow. I gotta tell the president. I gotta tell the president if it's the last thing I do. I'll be an American hero. Get the Medal of Honor, I bet. All right, enough talking. Time to swim back home to glory and to wiping that damn smirk off Robbie's face. James out.
If you follow the underground caves, you end up in front of what seems to be an alien. And it has a lantern next to it, so he may have discovered this particular creature, which some say is the same type of creature that you can find at the bottom of the Lucky Hole mine. It's kind of an abstract, almost like it's blind and kind of weirdly formed. So we find this, so it may or may not be an alien. This may or may not be what he saw, but I have a feeling I know what he saw based on his description. If you continue through the caves, you'll find the communist base. If you go to this door, it will require a special key to open it for the first time. And as soon as you go in here, there's your earthquake and your rumbling. So I have a feeling he just discovered Motherlode. Motherlode was part of Steel Rain and Steel Dawn, and you can actually use the Motherlode device to travel to various locations around the map. It's kind of cool. Our station received a tip that this trailer was worth exploring, that there were some interesting inscriptions on the walls. So we're here to explore. Whoa. Those look like drawings of spaceships. We've got question marks. Above the toilet, there's another spaceship. Looks like maybe a conspiracy theorist or somebody abducted by aliens might have lived here. And whoa, check out that drawing. That is definitely showing an alien abduction. Possibly happening right here.
You think you can have it back? You can't have my alien blaster I stole fair and square.
Okay.
Now you get back. It's shiny and mine.
You have an actual alien blaster?
Don't touch it! It's my alien technology. As you can clearly see here, it's made from real metal plastic. I mean, it's a real thing. Real thing back off.
Okay. Calm down.
Okay.
Do you have time for a quick interview?
Yeah.
Can I ask you some questions? Were you abducted by aliens?
It was the Anunnaki. Yeah, they took me up in the spaceship.
Whoa.
I did the probing. I stole it from them. Look at that thing. Shiny. They stuck it in me.
We may have to cut this broadcast short.
Where'd you come from?
Can you tell me exactly what the aliens looked like?
Well, they had big eyes, and they may have looked like a man, or maybe not. They also may have had limbs, and or tentacles, and maybe some teeth, and possibly a nostril. At least one nostril, possibly two nostrils, maybe four.
Can you describe to our viewers what one of these spaceships might actually have looked like? We've seen lots of drawings and speculation.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, looked kind of like a Winnebago, but it may have been flying. There was a lot of smoke and a lot of lights coming from under the dash, so I'm pretty sure it had one of the quantum flux capacitors, and it let it go into space. Don't even know what the space is like. It's like space. Or maybe I was in a closet. I don't know actually, but I'm pretty sure that it was actual space and not just a closet with some holes in it from the rust.
I think our interview might be getting close to being done right now. Closets, huh?
Hey, did I ever tell you about that time that me and the sheep squatch, we was best friends? We went to the Mega Mart and we got a bunch of Nuka-Cola Quantums and we threw it at a bunch of hobos, right? And then they chased us and we took off running. And he's like, Sheep Squatch, you my best friend. And so he gave me a piggyback ride. And then we went to the Red Rocket Mega Stop. Now, little known fact, the Anunnaki control the Red Rocket Mega.
I think our interview here is kind of complete. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'm gonna try and hightail it out of here. I think I lost him. Thank you so very much for watching this special edition of the Wasteland News Network, Aliens Among Us. A very special thanks to Duckeye, Rev Midnight, the incomparable O'Mallahan, and also Sharkbait for the music accompaniment. Thanks so very much for watching, and I'll see you out in the wasteland.